Alright, everybody settle down. Time for episode 5 of Gecko Plays Minecraft. So first things first, we got a new microphone. Well, it's an old microphone. We're going to be using it instead of the cheap microphone that I was using before. It's just a microphone I used to use for metal vocals. Getting into a bit of that soon. We'll be plugging a bit of that, but for the meantime, Minecraft it will be. So where are we? Been a few days since I played. Sort of had a few other things to get through. Good to see we've got this all closed off still. What a nightmare that was. Nice little window view up here. The Chuckus seem to be doing well. Got the one sheep cruising around, standing on top of my azaleas by the looks of it. No, he's not, just as well. Yeah, I didn't really have a plan for this one. Maybe the first thing we'll do is we'll go and have a look at the Chuckus though. I'll be around this little chicken back up too. Alright. I have to figure out a better way of doing this, turning into a bit of a bloody chicken orgy in here, isn't it? That everybody, is it? Very good. Nope, didn't mean to throw an egg at you, homie, but fortunately it's just the way it goes sometimes. Now we're going to have to expand this because it's very quickly going to become unmanageable. Yes, first thing we'll do is just expand the chicken house. Better do another birch fence gate, make sure we've got plenty of those. This will be the start of the arrow farm. Threatening to do that for a while now, so that'll be good to get that one ticked off. I'm thinking we just extend this all the way out here. Lovely. Hey, look at that, eh? Secured. Well, that's a disaster waiting to happen. You beauty. Look at that, heaps easier. Alright, haven't been up there yet. Let's go for a look. Ah, very good, eh? I'll be coming back for all this coal, snipe the stuff out, but for the meantime, we're not going to worry about that. I'm just going to go for a bit of a boogie up through here, see what's going on. Yeah, as I said, I didn't really have a big plan for this episode, actually. Well, I'm thinking a tiny bit of exploration, and then maybe we'll take a roll of the dice to see how we do going through the bloody caves. Wouldn't mind starting to get a bit more of a look through there. Don't start. Go for a quick look up the top of the hill here. Oh, that did not take long. Alright, let's just dig ourselves a path through here. Yeah, I noticed my bloody cat didn't spawn over too, so that's a bit of a disappointing development. Actually, you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to prepare a little journey here to go and bring that cat back. Or very possibly have to go grab another one. So I'm thinking it's actually going to likely be the case. But we're going to try and bring back old Grimmpuss. Bring him back to the house. I'm thinking that's going to be the theme of this adventure. So we'll just spend the day, we'll just mine up a few resources. And if I'm not mistaken, should be able to follow the coastline all the way around. And be able to pick them up from that village area and see what kind of trouble we can get into along the way. Already becoming nighttime, is it? Very good. Lovely. Let's go and make ourselves some torches. Make sure we've got plenty of supplies to take with us. Do our best not to fall in there. Bloody drowned, though. You can only hope he's got a trident. Gives us bloody trouble. Let's just haphazardly store everything in here for the minute. Make some more torches. Where's that? There it is. Alright, go do a touch of fishing. I have a feeling we're going to need another cat, to tame another cat, as it were. So I'm thinking the plan is that we'll row over there, tame another cat, follow the coastline all the way back again. No fish, huh? See, the skelly's up there too. He's coming over here with a problem, is he? Alright, being a bit stingy with the fish around here. Keeping an eye on the opposition. Oh yeah, random creeper spawns in. Not trying to get him back into the... Oh, you bastard. I think I didn't see you there. One more fish. Push the boat out, get one more fish while the area is becoming increasingly hostile. Oh, just give me one more. Just one more fish. Lovely, thank you. Not going to push our luck any further than that. Sorted. Righto, shoot off the bed. Righto. New morning, new microphone, new mission, new us. Let's go. Right, Operation Cat Rescue is in effect. Can't help but feel that we're still woefully unprepared, but we're going to go do it anyway. Now, I just remembered there used to be a thing with the cats. I can't remember if it was just the Aussie cats or if it is also the regular cats as well that scare off the creepers. So I'll be interested to know if that's still the case. We're going to be finding out shortly because if there's one thing I have an abundance of at the moment, it's bloody creepers back at that base. Ha! Waiting for me. Oh, you poor bugger. Alright, come on. Come on then. Come on then, puss. Yes, I know, pussycat. Come on. You beauty. Let's just do a quick little... Just gonna have to trust that you're following me the whole way. I'll also grab some, like, lovely flowers and stuff along the way, too. Probably actually feed the poor bugger, too, for While waiting for so long. We got some flowers. Hey, we don't hate those, do we? Stay mission focused here. Number one mission is to get our Pusscat back to the base. Sweet. Go on then, Puss. Come on then, Grimmpuss. This is actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to. Famous last words. Don't you start. Yeah, I'm watching you. Much like the we got these two bloody pit bulls that always end up getting out up and down our street. Yeah, the owners aren't great. They got their troubles, but yeah, they just don't have any control over their dogs. Obviously, got my little mate. We got a primary school next door, and that's not to say all pit bulls are bad because they're not. But these ones, like one tried to sneak up on me, mum trying to get the driveway at one stage, and I'm not gonna lie, it took everything I had in me not to. I was driving up the road. I just so happened to be coming back home at the time. With my brother in the car, and it literally took every ounce of humanity I had in me not to just bowl him over in the middle of the road. I just planted my hand on the horn in the end and chased him up the road with the car, you know, scared him off. But, you know, much like most people, you know, don't have a very good sense of humor when it comes to threats against the family. Yeah, I'm not proud to say the thoughts that went through my mind, but you know, you do what you got to do to protect yours, right? You know, it's just the way I was raised. But yes, anyway, always got an open, you know, trying to keep an open eye out for these bloody dogs. Hello there, because they keep getting out. We had this other pit bull as well, like it wasn't ours, come over in the middle of the night, like we never knew, except we'd find these bloody dog poos through the place. It didn't belong to our dog, just looked completely different. Like, where the hell is this coming from? And it turns out it was this old pit bull that used to live up the road. And yeah, he lives just next door, sorry. And yeah, the cheeky bugger used to sneak over and like come and sit with the rabbit, and never once caused us a fuss or a harm. I used to walk back home from time to time. Only time he ever even halfway got grumpy was when I knocked on the door to let them know that, you know, I had their bloody dog. And he gave me the most half-hearted bloody tiny little growl. So by no means do I think all pit bulls are bad. You know, it's like it's all how animals are raised, you know, especially with dogs. If you're going to get these dogs, guys, just especially dogs that are bred for protection or for hunting and things like that, you got to get the dog that's right for you as a person, because not all dog personality types are compatible with all human personality types. And man, some of these dogs are legitimately dangerous if you don't raise them right. You know, like you have a responsibility to make sure that your dog's not a threat to people, especially kids. Like this same guy, one of his old dogs got out and killed the little old lady's cat next door and bit her as well, so that dog was put down, and I think he got a smack bum for it, but by the law. But aside from that, he's still allowed more dogs. So yeah, it's just like I sort of try to not tell people how to live or what the right thing to do is, but we all know what the right thing to do is. And if you ain't living right and that's causing other people harm, especially your neighbors, like your friends and your family and all that, you know, like you gotta have to think about what you're doing. That's just not the way to live. You know, you're not living right by yourself or by the people around you. Anyway, that's enough of that anyway. Just thought I'd share that little story while we're bringing the Moggy back home. Hopefully you can swim across here. Yes, mate. Ah, success. Come on then, Pusscat. Yes, come on, Pusscat. Puss. Ah, you beauty. Now what I don't need is you wandering around willy-nilly as you please. Come on up here. Come on, up here. Boom. Gotcha. That's the way. Look at that. Chuffed. Oh, Grimmpuss. Right where he belongs. How do we make a name tag? Not that my cat in real life wears a collar, because I don't know, like, yeah, it's a cat. What does he need a collar for, you know? They'll come and go as he pleases, and he's a good boy. He doesn't go fast, so we make a name tag here. Oh, I'm probably going to get sick of hearing that, though. Gold nugget and a bit of paper. Looks like we're going gold farm. When you go on the hunt for some gold first, let's just plant some flowers. Oh, you see him up in the window up there. That's the way. Oh, nice. Actually smiling. That made me happy. Drop these flowers down as well. Just zhuzh the place up a little bit. Remember when I was younger, you know, you're sort of, you know, trying to be a tough young fella and all that. And you used to say, oh, you know, like hate flowers and, you know, certain colors and all that sort of thing. You know, all that silly kid stuff, especially for young fellas. Oh, as I've gotten older, you know, like quite like my pansies, my wild daisies. My Pusscat loves sunflowers, so we love sunflowers. You know, it's just, you're doing yourself a disservice if you actually like this stuff and you walk around pretending to be, you know, tougher than you are and not liking the small things in life. Right, here we are. If I was gold, where would I be? Probably down way too bloody deep for comfort. But here we go. Follow this one down. Oh, straight away, straight away things have started spiraling out of control. Alright, that's one problem dealt with. What are these fellas here up to? Probably looking for bloody trouble, no doubt. Oh, better go give it to them. Start lighting this up. Make it a touch safer getting back out again. Man, I have a feeling this was more trouble than it's worth. Right, let's go for a little sneaky through here, right? Oh, diamond already. Jeez, that was lucky. Alright, let's pick that up. I'm sure there'll be no unforeseen consequences for that. Take that. Right, what are we looking at here? Hey, I watched Obsession the other day, eh? Jeez, that wasn't bad, was it? I also watched The Back Rooms. Not as good. You know, like I've had dreams that were actually quite similar in that sort of vein. But yeah, Obsession, man, like, was it the best horror movie I've ever seen? Wouldn't say so. But to be completely fair to, I can't remember the director's name, but man, he did a good job, man. Like, I'm liking these YouTuber-made horror movies for the most part. Diamond. Oh, nice. Good bit of Diamond. You legend. Yeah, like, you know, we obviously had Markiplier's, who I don't really know as a YouTuber, to be fair. I don't really follow YouTubers or anything. But yeah, Markiplier's bloody foray into horror with Iron Lung. I actually really enjoyed that. He did a fantastic job, you know, writing and producing and directing and acting in that, you know, especially on such a small budget. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Even made me play the game a little bit. It's on my wishlist for ages. And I enjoyed the game, to be fair. But yeah, Obsession, that was interesting, man. You know, it's a lot to read into, you know, about toxic relations, you know, confusing lust and obsession over love, you know, and no spoilers, but I really like how it kept you guessing as to just the nature of the film, if it was, you know, supernatural in nature, or if it was, you know, all in someone's head or something like that. It was cool, man. And like some of the scenes, like some of the stuff that happened, like you didn't really see it coming. And what was her name? Never Ready. Indy. Yeah, man, she absolutely smashed it. There's this one scene, man, it's a relatively normal scene too, but yeah, unfortunately I have known a couple of girls that were kind of like, to be fair, I've met my fair share of unhinged dudes as well, but I have met a couple of girls that were kind of like that in regards to, you know, being somewhat unhinged, to be fair, and that's being completely fair and saying. And that scene in the diner where the main character, I can't remember his name, but he sort of calls out something that she's been telling him. She starts saying no over and over again, and that was haunting. That was truly that gave me a shiver. And I'm a hard one to get. I've been watching horror movies for a very long time. I started watching horror movies way too young, and yeah, that was phenomenal bit of acting, and just her acting all around the whole way through was just so impressive, and made for, what was it, like $750,000 or something. As far as movies go, especially these days, with their overblown budgets and overproduction, it was just phenomenal. You know, especially if you haven't watched a lot of horror, or you're getting tired of, like, you know, because I don't mind, like, you know, your Final Destinations, a bit of Saw, you know, your old classic slashers and stuff. Like, I don't mind that stuff, you know, but like you get your Terrifiers and, like, yeah, ultra disturbing films and stuff like that. It's just, like, I tried watching August Underground the other day, and it's just cruel, you know what I mean? There's not much substance to it other than cruelty, and like, to each to their own, man. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you shouldn't watch it, but yeah, I don't know, I just need a little bit more out of movies. Like, if you're gonna give me all that gore and horror and all that sort of stuff, I'd like to see why, you know what I mean, and a bit more world building and stuff like that. And this has got that, you know, Obsession's got that. Backrooms as well, I mean, that was kind of just like a fever dream the whole way through. Made for significantly more money, I believed, and yet felt cheaper. But they used a lot of external sets. You know, where did that come from? All you bastards. Yeah, a lot of external sets. You know, it's got quite a lot of really cool architecture, like sort of like that fever dream architecture that you would expect, having nightmares and things like that. You know, that whole liminal space stuff. You know, that's cool. I did really enjoy that. You know, I didn't enjoy the movie as much as Obsession. So yeah, so far we've got Obsession, Weapons, Hokum was okay. I think it was Oddity was the other one. That one was much better in my opinion. I enjoyed Oddity a lot more. But it's cool. He's sort of finding his stride, you know. All right. Can't afford to be passive on that one. Oh, have to get him to get himself here. There we go. Yeah, that very nearly lost control of that situation. All this for a bit of gold, eh? But yeah, so I'd recommend those ones. What else have I watched recently? Might be very good. Oh, there's like a end of the world movie called Mirror that I'm going to be giving a go. Looks like a bunch of, I always forget which one's which, but like asteroids or meteorites or whatever the hell coming down to Earth. Another apocalypse film. You know, we like those as well. I'm going to give that a look. Won't be tonight. What are you going to do? You're just going to shoot Scooty on out of here, are you? Moonwalking your way? He looks just as confused. Yeah, there's quite a few skellies down here, right? The bastards. How the hell did we get out of here? Oh, that looks about as good as any other way out, doesn't it? Yeah, so there are some really good movies. Like, you know, like like I say, a big fan of horror, and I'm really loving some of the horror movies that are coming out outside of the Hollywood sphere at the moment. Like, then we've all bar agreed, you know, as a society now that we're just sort of done with everything that Hollywood represents. There'll still be the diehards, but like I've been saying for years that the movies are, well, everyone's been saying for years that the movies are stale, unoriginal, you know, like just reboots and cash grabs and all that sort of carry on without trying to be negative about it. It's exactly what's happened. And then obviously in light of all the things we've since come to learn about Hollywood has left a lot of people rightfully disillusioned and ultimately disgusted with a lot of the practices there, especially regarding children and, you know, the treatment of people and human beings, you know, like that sort of stuff is just completely unacceptable. So it's really cool to see, you know, the indie scene starting to take up, kind of like video gaming, you know, like it's going through a massive change at the moment with everything that's going on in the industry, and it's just good to see all these other alternatives and companies and smaller productions coming through to raise up and represent, because never forget, like as stale as things may seem, the art is always there. You know, it's just whether or not it is in the mainstream, which should never really rely on. Not to say that all mainstream art is bad, but you know, there's always going to be more risks taken, I will say, in the less mainstream approaches to art. And I think that's important. You know, with risk and creativity comes things that you otherwise never would have thought of, or otherwise never been presented. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it anyway, for what it is worth, which I'm not a film reviewer, so make of all that as you will. Oh, we got a ton of moss block. I did not know that. Oh, that's brilliant. We like that. Yes, Pussycat, we love that. Oh, we got the gold. Oh, holy heck. All right. I didn't even notice that. I thought that was all iron. You absolute beauty. Candles. Did I just see candles? What? How in the hell do we get the gold? Aha. So we just need one of those, eh? For now. So as you can see, we haven't done anything in terms of, you know, trying to make things nice or do anything aesthetically just yet. Really still just narrowing it. Resource gathering. Trying to make sure that we get enough bits and pieces before we get too brave that when we die, it's not a matter of if, it's always a matter of when. When we die, we have plenty of stuff to come back to. I don't know if I said it on another video, but I've never actually clocked this game either. So that'll be something that we look into going forwards. But we're going to store the diamond sword for now. Yeah, I've never actually beat the Ender Dragon, which, as far as I'm aware, constitutes completing the game. So we'll look at doing that at some stage as well. Build up this area a bit more. Find a way to turn the cat off from time to time. Okay, cool. What do I do with that? There it is. There we are. One of those. You beauty. We just need the paper. Isn't that just a bit of sugar, isn't it? Probably more sugar than what I've got though. Ah, sugar cane. I think I'd seen that around here somewhere. Let's go for a quick hone. Almost certain I've seen the sugar cane floating around here. I was looking at shark mods too, just while we're floating around in the ocean, and I've seen some. Now, I'm just going to have to do a little bit more research as to which kind of one that we're after. I think it'd be cool to maybe slowly start introducing some mods just to spice things up a bit. Sharks being one of them. When I'm feeling brave, maybe some more. Yeah, just start playing around with the formula a little bit. I just don't want anything that's, you know, that's silly or overpowered. You know, I'm sort of looking more for things that add to the world. So I'm thinking this is going to be a world that we stick around with for a while. All right, so where we see sand, hopefully we're going to start seeing a bit of sugarcane. Oh, is that a bit over there? It looks like it, eh? Oh, I think we're in luck. Oh, and a turtle as well, eh? With a baby turtle. How about that? And brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Get a bit of that, we can grow a bit back at base as well. Alright, that seems to be about it for now. That is fine. Oh, what's this? What is that? Light blue terracotta. That's lovely. Alright, we'll leave these guys to it for now. What have we done with the beef? We put that away. Alright, back to the boat. Shit, definitely back to the boat. Oh, this is fast spiraling out of control again. Oh, mate, we don't like this. Out of it. Oh, why? Why two? Alright, we took the risk and it paid off. Got that. We'll make another bow shortly. Got a skelly on its way. Why can't I get in the boat? What is going on here? Oh, pressing the wrong button. Gecko, that's why. It's not E to get into the boat, is it? Oh, we see our village has been overrun by zombies. Alright, well that's simply not our problem for now, so we're just gonna get the hell out of here. Look at that, eh? Lighting up in the darkness, a beacon of hope. Yeah, all in all, actually not a bad run. Operation Retrieve Grimmpuss has been successful so far. I shouldn't say that because we're not quite there yet. But I am confident, choosing to remain cautiously optimistic that we're gonna make it. Alright, we made it. Very good. Bit of paper. Go plant the stuff outside real quick. Very good. Oh, okay. They do not like water. Name tag. Make one of those. Slap it on our little mate up here. I did not mean to do that. I am sorry. How the hell do we... I don't know how to use the name tag. We appear to be having a skill issue here. I can hear it now. Everybody yelling and screaming at me about how easy it is. Here I am. Yeah, we'll take those as well. Desperately need that. Deep first. Grab an apologetic fish for our mates. Yeah, I know, that wasn't very nice of me, was it? There you go. Boom. Happy again. Name tag? No, that's not done it. Where are you going? Don't go too far now. Grimmpuss. Alright, a bit of a renegade this one. Right, so after a quick Google check, just seen that we need to create an anvil, which if I'm not mistaken is very costly. 3 blocks of iron. Far out, mate. Yeah, we can't even make that. Oh. Alright, it's going to have to be a mission for another time. I'll pop all this stuff in here. Still not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, we are going to call that episode though. Operation Rescue the Cat. Rescue Grimmpuss was successful. Minimal damage. Got the chicken farm going. You know, it's starting to look a bit more alive out there now. We'll do a bit more refining around that whole area. Got some plans for a boathouse and more gardens and like a nice ornamental garden. But yeah, for the meantime, we're going to call that episode. You know, starting to get the hang of all this, I think. Those will be words that I will come to regret later, though. Of that, I have no doubt. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Chuckus a like and a subscribe. You know, you don't have to just watch the videos as well. That's cool too, as long as people are enjoying them. But yeah, chuck us some comments as well. Just let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, what I can do to improve. I think the microphone's a pretty good improvement. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe wouldn't kill it, but not mandatory either. And we'll catch you on the next one. Righto. Night night.